Hey, Sean.
Hey, Bernie. Here we are.
Here we are, Castle Rock Generations, where we honor the past, embrace the present, and imagine the future. We're at 2023 Starlighting here in downtown Castle Rock. The crowd is really starting to build.
Yeah.
Maybe you can show around a little bit. We're expecting 30,000 people tonight in downtown Castle Rock. You haven't been to Starlighting in a while. Why don't you talk about how exciting this is?
Yeah, I mean, this is like the dream come true. Everyone in Castle Rock's, like, if you're passionate about where we live, you're here today. And I know people that like can't come because of one reason or another, and they're bummed because this is an awesome event. We have businesses from like all over Castle Rock, local people, and it's just really great. Everyone's being so creative in how to, spread the word on what they're doing. We have nonprofits, we have businesses, and it's a blast. I mean, there's live music everywhere. I roasted a s'more, and like it's like Hallmark movie in an event, and I love it.
Yeah, I think one of the executives from the Castle Rock Chamber of Commerce, when we were interviewing her, described Starlighting in Castle Rock as why Castle Rock is like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
I once described it as being inside a snow globe.
Yep.
That gets shook up. It's not going to snow today, but it's absolutely one of the most iconic, incredible events. It's been going on for 87 years.
Yeah.
The star at the top of the rock, I'm pointing to it right now, has always stood for hope.
Yep.
Where we have hope for the future, always hope for a better future. And, we're going to have, imagine 30,000 people in downtown Castle Rock. Is that
crazy.
amazing?
That's crazy. We have 75,000 in Castle Rock living here, and 30,000 people are coming to this event, which is crazy to me. So we have streets blocked off. We have a great, our lovely, wonderful Castle Rock police force out here, taking care of everything, making sure everything's safe. It honestly feels like I'm at a really nice theme park. You're smelling popcorn. There's hot chocolate everywhere. It's amazing. I don't know.
In fact, I saw Chief Cawley walking around just a little while ago.
We'll have to grab him.
We're gonna try and bring you as much of Starlighting as we can. We'll have different people talking to us. Just enjoy. If you're not here, get down here. If you weren't able to get to Starlighting, you'll get a little bit of a flavor from what we're going to bring to you. If you can't make it to 2023, make it to 2020. Absolutely. All the other ones. So welcome to 2023 Starlighting on Castle Rock Generations.
Awesome.
Guys, we're back at the 2023 Starlighting right here in downtown Castle Rock. We're talking to some of the bigwigs from the Castle Rock Chamber of Commerce today. Let's start with Kevin McHugh. Kevin, tell us a little bit about Starlighting.
A little bit about there's 67 sponsors this year. There's 46 nonprofit booths that are here. We've got 4 stages with live entertainment.
We're expecting what, about 30,000 people in downtown Castle Rock?
Somewhere between 25 and 30,000 people tonight.
All right, that's a big, big deal. Let's next go to Chris Garlock. Chris, tell us a little bit about why you love Starlighting.
Oh my gosh, I have lived in this community since 2012, and Starlighting has been every single year. Everyone comes down. I have ran into people in Berlin, Germany, that I met in Starlighting. So this brings our whole community together. Everyone's out, everyone's to have a good time, and this brings the spirit of Christmas home.
It really is amazing. Now let's talk to Sue Turner, also from the Castle Rock Chamber. Sue, you've done Starlighting for a lot of years. I'm not going to say how many years, but why don't you say, because you have the most history with the chamber and the most history with Starlighting, what makes Starlighting so special to Castle Rock?
It's the Norman Rockwell event of Castle Rock. It brings everybody into town, and everybody's happy and in a good mood, and it really accentuates the hometown feel of the community.
Exactly. It's what makes Castle Rock Castle Rock. So listen, guys, it's still light outside. Get down here. The star's going to be lit up probably around 5:45 p.m. Get down to downtown Castle Rock as soon as you can. Become part of Starlighting. We're going to be doing some more interviews on the street coming up. We're back at the 2023 Starlighting. This is Castle Rock Generations, and we're going to interview the birthday girl today. This is Julie Greenberg, happens to be my wife. Julie, how many people get starlighting for their birthday?
Well, obviously, it's just me
Exactly.
this year.
So happy birthday. And we're going to do some more on the street interviews down here at 2023 Starlighting. So again, we're down here at the 2023 Castle Rock Starlighting. It's my honor to be able to talk with John Manka right now, Mr. Downtowner, former chair of the chamber, former Castle Rock Citizen of the Year.
You too.
Thank you, John. So, John, is Starlighting the most iconic event that happens in Castle Rock?
Without a doubt. Essentially, I think it's the longest tenured thing. That and the the parade, of course. But this actually brings out more people, more fun, and at the time of the year, it's kind of like a Christmassy event as well. And no, I think this is it makes it like a hallmark kind of a feeling here in Castle Rock.
So you're about the third or fourth person who've said it's Castle Rock's hallmark movie. It's really true, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, I had some people that were visiting us this past week, and I told them to come on down here. And I said, when the lights go on, your jaws are gonna drop because it's unbelievable how it looks. And I welcome anybody to come down here after this. Between now and the stock show, the downtown Castle Rock is gonna look marvelous.
Well, Sean and I have talked before about downtown Castle Rock is where it is. Now they're talking about 30,000 plus people in downtown Castle Rock tonight. How does that work? That's a lot of people.
And imagine that, and we do have parking downtown. People seem to complain, but it's worth it. That's why they come.
Now you're one of Castle Rock's longest business owners. What business do you have in downtown Castle Rock?
Well, in downtown, a one-stop tire and auto right on the corner of 5th and Wilcox, continuing the tradition of automotive repair on that corner for over 100 years.
Holy moly, 100 years of automotive repair.
And I wasn't there when it started, just for the record. So,
although I've seen some pictures where you're almost that old.
Well, that's our friend Randy, former Mayor Randy Reed, posting those pictures.
Exactly.
And he posts, he always puts you in there too, right?
He does, because we're the old guys. Yeah. All right, so that's 2023 Castle Rock Starlighting. John, thank you for being with us.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Have fun.
Round 2, go.
Hi guys, we're Castle Rock Generations, where we honor the past, embrace the present, and imagine the future. We're at 2023 Starlighting here in downtown Castle Rock. Right now we're going to talk to Hannah Pye from the Castle Rock Chamber Next Gen organization, Young Professionals. Hannah, how are you doing today?
We're doing great. We're out here with the Young Professionals group. We're getting new young professionals to sign up for our upcoming events in the spring. Turnout has been wonderful. We've been taking some awesome pictures at our photo booth. But it's been a great turnout this year. A lot of fun.
So talk a little bit about what Young Professionals and the Next Gen program is all about.
So Young Professionals and Next Gen is all about upcoming business owners in the community, people who are in the younger generation. We accept anybody up to age 39, but also anybody who's young at heart, anybody who's willing to have fun. It's a networking organization where we meet other young business owners, young professionals in the community. It's a good networking opportunity. In the fall, we had several events. We went climbing and Uber gripping. We did zip lining. We've done whiskey tastings. It's been a lot of fun to get to know all the other young professionals in the community.
That's fantastic. That sounds very exciting. Sean, this might be a program for you to get involved in. Hannah, thank you for talking to us today.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys enjoy starlighting.
All right. Hey, Sean.
Hey, Bernie.
How you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, very good.
Good. This is our first time to sit down and talk about 2023 Starlighting. Mm-hmm. But we should probably tell people where we're from. We're from Castle Rock Generations.
Yeah, Castle Rock Generations. This is our podcast where we remember yesterday, embrace today, and imagine tomorrow. And that's what we're passionate about, is Castle Rock and the past, present, and future of Castle Rock. And the town is really the star of our podcast.
It really is. In fact, in our last episode, we gave people a chance to know us a little bit more, responding to that question, who are you guys? So we hope you enjoyed that. This episode is bound to be one of our favorites, because we're going to talk about one of our favorite topics of all, and that's starlighting.
Yeah, so a couple of weeks back, we had our starlighting ceremony that happens every year here in Castle Rock. A lot of you who are watching this, I'm sure, are well aware of starlighting. And we wanted to do a little bit, we took some great footage, so we wanted to do a little bit of a recap of some of the footage we took, talk about starlighting and the event as a whole, and discuss some of the amazing things that we saw there while what happened basically here in downtown.
So you've heard us talk in prior episodes of our pod about some of the incredible things in Castle Rock, and you've heard us talk about starlighting.
Yeah.
So specifically, starlighting is an event each year sponsored by the Castle Rock Chamber of Commerce where the star at the top of the rock is actually lit up. It dates back to 1935 when the star was lit up for the first time as a sign of hope as our world was coming out of the Great Depression. Back then it was called the Christmas star. It's not called that anymore. In fact, Sean, I happen to have a picture that I can show everybody. Hopefully you've got a nice shot on that. This was the second year that the star was lit in 1937. In fact, my office is even in that picture, but it wasn't my office back then.
I hope not.
So it's this incredible annual event. Sean and I were privileged to be part of it once again. Have some incredible footage, some interviews with some really cool people that we think you're going to enjoy. We've got footage of different things that are happening during starlighting, some of the events going on, the chili cook-off at the fire station, all of that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But before we talk about that, I know you and I have talked about a little bit before what you were going to see at starlighting.
Yeah.
Sean, why don't you start by telling people what was just your general impression of the event?
Starlighting was, I mean, it's the busiest event of the year for Castle Rock. I hadn't been in a few years, I'll be honest, right? Like, I'm a huge lover of Castle Rock, between COVID, college, whatever. I haven't been able to attend very recently. And so this was the first time I was able to go with my wife. We've been married for 3 years. And we went, and it was, I don't know how else to describe it other than like the spirit that was there, I don't want to sound too cheesy, like it's the Christmas spirit, but like the spirit of community and of unity, right? Like everyone's there together celebrating the kickoff of the Christmas season. It's very special. And there's just so much going on, so much to enjoy. And you have vendors, you have churches, you have nonprofits, you have clubs, just so many different organizations there, all just kind of like rejoicing and being part of the community. I don't know. Does that kind of answer your question?
No, it's a great answer. And I just wanted to give our audience some metrics around that.
Yeah.
It was the most attended starlighting in the history of starlighting, with an estimate of over 33,000 people in downtown Castle Rock. To some of you from bigger communities, that may not sound like a lot of people. Mm-hmm. But Sean, you know our downtown, it's really tiny.
Yep.
33,000 people in downtown Castle Rock is a lot of people, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was just talking with the town manager yesterday. Our population is 82,000 here in Castle Rock. So almost half of our population was in downtown Castle Rock. And I'm sure there were plenty of people from out of town, but it was packed. And families, young couples, young people, older folks. It was just a giant melting pot of everybody here, just having a good time. And it was a lot. It was a lot of people.
Yeah, it really is amazing how many people do come out to starlighting. Mm-hmm. And it's not just one group. It's not just younger folks or kids.
Yep.
Or older people. It's really everybody.
Yep.
I saw lots of young families with strollers. I saw young families dragging little tiny babies in wagons.
Yeah.
And that, almost like a covered wagon type of approach
Yeah.
to starlighting. To older people in wheelchairs.
Mm-hmm.
Were great that they were able to come out and participate in starlighting. And we had decent weather this year.
It was great.
No snow,
Yep.
no rain, which is always good. It was chilly.
Mm-hmm.
Starlighting's supposed to be chilly because it's November and it's dark. So it really it's supposed to be a colder weather type of event. We have some famous news people from Channel 9
Yep.
who are up on stage, and if you guys watched the coverage, then you know who those folks were. But it's really,
almost, if you could take a funnel and have everyone in the community jump into it, and what comes out the end of the funnel is this star lighting,
Yep.
kind of inside a snow globe. It's really an absolutely incredible thing.
Yeah.
And like you say, the community, you never hear anyone say a crossword at star lighting. You don't see anybody get into arguments.
Yep.
You don't see any fights. It's not even like going to a concert where you might see some unusual stuff. It's like everybody is together. And by the time they actually light up the star, you are standing this close to the next person in front of you.
Yep.
And each person on this side, and when I turned around to look behind me, just before they lit up the star, and I saw that many people, and it seemed to be a sea of people that just went on forever.
Yeah. It felt like, and everyone that I talked to was just so kind. My wife and I love ice cream. That's one of our things. And we have a beautiful, cute little candy store downtown called Sugar Spoon. And naturally, if the weather's good enough, if it's not freezing cold, we will get ice cream. And so we went and got these big, huge ice cream cones. I'll put a picture in the video because it's actually pretty comical. And people were just talking to us about our ice cream. Like we probably had 25 people like, oh, where'd you get that ice cream from? What flavor? Because it was bright blue. What flavor is that? Whatever. And it's just like everyone's willing to engage. Everyone's willing to talk.
I know I was walking around with a bag of popcorn and someone said, hey, where's the popcorn?
Yeah, exactly.
It's that type of event. Everyone's friendly. Really cool stuff going on.
Yeah.
Stuff for kids. The fire station, they opened up their great big bay doors where the fire engines come out. Everyone's invited in, and they have a chili cook-off every year.
Yeah, I got some, I just went through and just panned through all the windows, just seeing, it's just packed. People are just in there having a good time. And if you think of like a Christmas village, those that people set up in their homes, and think of like the cutest one that has like an inside that you can like look through and peer into. That's what it looked like.
That's a great description.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because it feels fake almost. Like you're there and you're like, I can't believe I'm here. Like,
yeah, I've described starlighting in the past to people, and the common reaction to someone who hasn't seen it is, no, that's not real.
Yeah.
You're describing something that doesn't happen anymore, especially in the 2020s. Here we are, 2023. That's why we encourage everyone to come to starlighting.
Yep.
You've got to experience it for yourself, because if you don't actually experience it, if you're not there, if you're not packed in with all the people and seeing all of these incredible things happening, it's hard to believe when somebody explains it to you.
Yep.
A lot of the people here in Castle Rock know that starlighting is my favorite event of the year, just because there's no other event like it.
Right.
Not just because they light up the star, but because of the way people are.
Yeah.
The fact that it represents the holiday season. It really is goodwill to all. I feel every year that this has to be a movie. We're starring in a movie.
Exactly.
About what makes the holiday season so great, especially for an entire town, because how else could it happen?
Yep.
But it's not a movie. It's real. These things go on, and if you haven't been to starlighting yet, we hope you do come to the next one.
Starlighting makes you feel like you're the main character in your movie, right? It's like, I'm here, this is my life, and I am part of this wonderful community. And one aspect of it, like the star isn't, like if I'm being honest, it's not anything really special. It's a steel frame with some lights on it, and it's up on our main geographic.
That big rock.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty, but like it's just like turning a light on, But the reason why it's special is because everyone's coming to celebrate
this event.
Yeah, this event. It's like
the kickoff of the holiday season.
Exactly.
In fact, the town calls it the start of the season of the star.
Yep.
And the season of the star lasts the entire holiday season.
Yep.
And so the star is really not the star of starlighting.
Correct.
It's the event itself.
Yep.
Although I think you'd have to say those fireworks are pretty darn special.
They are pretty darn special. Yeah, it's interesting because normally when you see fireworks show at that level, they're further away. You can't really see who's lighting them, but man, the rock is just right there.
We're almost underneath the fireworks.
Exactly, and it's just phenomenal, and everyone's just hooting and hollering, just cheering, and it's amazing.
I mean, in our last episode, we talked about how my office is right in downtown Castle Rock.
Yep.
Star lighting is really right outside my front door.
It really is. We're not exaggerating. It's right there. That is where the stage was. It's just right over, like down the street. It's like right there, and people were packed like sardines right in front of your office. So it was amazing.
It's an interesting event for another reason to me, Sean. It's hard to find something bad to say about star lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know some people say, oh, there's too many people, or parking is tough, or why does it have to be cold? Or,
Yeah.
Someone's always going to find one thing
Right.
that they might complain about, but I've never heard anybody complain about star lighting itself.
Yep. Absolutely. Nor should they. It's amazing. There's everyone's out there supporting everybody else. Everyone's being kind. And yeah, getting home. I live about 8 minutes from here, right? It takes me no time at all to get down here on a normal day. Star lighting, it took me 25, 30 minutes to get home. There was a lot of traffic, but it's worth it. And everyone's being kind. I didn't get cut off. It was just
So Julie and I stayed in downtown Castle Rock for dinner. Because getting out can be kind of an adventure.
Yeah.
So we just stayed in downtown. We went to dinner at the Old Stone Church, and the ability to extend the day, because we came down early. I think we got down around 1:30 in the afternoon, and then stayed until later on into the evening, just to keep that spirit going for as long as possible.
Right. And that's the smart thing to do. I wish I would have done the same.
Well, not to mention it was Julie's birthday, so
right.
of course
you have to. Yeah. It was amazing. A couple of more highlights that I just wanted to touch on. My wife and I were just walking around, and one of the vendors, they host a camp locally. I can't remember what their name was, but they had gas little fires, and they had little s'mores kits with graham crackers and chocolate. S'mores. And so we just had, we cooked up some s'mores, and it was I don't know, it was this cute little thing. There was a petting zoo, right? They had animals that you could go and interact with. Free popcorn that the Rotary Club was just providing. They were just giving out. I think it was the Rotary Club. There were tons of just cool.
Yeah, the chamber had, I think, 3 different booths where they were serving hot chocolate.
Yep.
For people who got cold. And it's almost anywhere you turned, there was something else to smile about.
Exactly. And even there was a lot of churches being represented there. There was a lot of caroling. There was a couple of different singing groups. I saw a group of teenagers that started their own band. I don't know if you saw these guys. They're right over there in front of, what building is that? The one with the monuments out front from the town.
You mean
where the DMV is and everything.
The Veterans Monument Foundation?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just right across the street.
Yeah, so they, it was this little teenage band, rocker band, they were out there.
They were out there playing?
They were out there playing. They just plugged their amps into the city power and just started going. And it was awesome.
It's interesting because when you walk around, you see different things. And, you're saying, did you see this? I didn't see that. I probably saw stuff that you didn't see.
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's so many different things going on.
Yeah.
And with 30,000 people downtown, all that, probably almost 80, 90 different booths, vendors.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I know the Chamber's Young Professionals organization, they were down here. They had a booth. We did some interviews over there. We interviewed a gentleman who you'll see on the video, who is known as Mr. Downtown. He actually won an award as Mr. Downtown nationally for how well he is known. John Manka, you'll see him on the video in a little while. And we did a great chat with him. There's just something for everybody at Star Lighting. And Star Lighting is for everybody.
Absolutely. No, it's free admission, right? You can just show up, and it was it really is something to behold. And this, like I said, the spirit there, the feeling of community, the feeling of Christmas.
Did you grab a slice from Zabracci's? They were right out, just right
I
next door to
didn't,
my
no.
house. So they were handing out pizza like
Just
almost
free?
like yeah, tossing out the slices. So it's like
amazing.
like you said, everywhere you go, there's something else going on. Different firms that are in downtown have their own celebrations.
Yep.
Some giveaways. It really is an incredible experience.
And like, because it's built on downtown Castle Rock, and you know, we should do an episode of just walking around downtown because it's amazing. But speaking with the town manager, he was mentioning that downtown Castle Rock, the intention is to have these very specialty, unique places. You know, they could just as easily put a Chipotle in, but instead we have like Dos Santos and, you know, all these really cool, unique restaurants like Zabracci's, like you mentioned, and everyone, they're out there in force. You know, they're not going to let their awesome spot in downtown go to waste. And so all these businesses are out there.
Well, you know, from Crowfoot Valley Coffee,
Yep.
where we did an episode from,
Yep.
it's owned
With
by the
the mayor.
mayor. They have a starlighting celebration.
Yep.
Wild Blue Yonder, one of our 9 or 10 brew pubs now in Castle Rock, have a celebration because they're downtown.
Yep.
It's. I don't think you can walk around and not see something amazing.
Yeah. A lot of the time you're just walking around with your jaw on the floor because you're just seeing all this amazing stuff.
Or I'm usually walking around like this with my right hand up because I've got someone else I'm shaking hands
You're
with.
too popular. I mean, even me, like I ran into a ton of people. So I went to school here. I think I mentioned that. And so I saw a ton of people from my old high school. I was like, man, everyone's coming back.
Right.
It was like,
Well, everybody does want to be at Starlighting. Everyone tries to come to Starlighting.
Yep.
As the past chair of the Chamber of Commerce, I got to live what it's like to be up on stage.
Mm-hmm.
I got to read the Starlighting poem
Yep.
1 year from the main stage. It's incredible. As much fun as it is to be on stage, I have to tell you, I'd rather be out with everybody else because that's where the real magic is happening.
Yeah.
You get to see everybody, you get to participate with everybody. Santa Claus did a great job this year.
Yep.
He didn't fall off the stage, which is always good.
It's a good sign.
And the kids love Santa Claus when he comes out. So I don't think, you know, maybe if we racked our brains for 8 hours, we might come up with potentially one negative thing.
Yep.
But kudos to the town of Castle Rock, the Castle Rock Chamber of Commerce, the Castle Rock Police Department, Castle Rock Fire, all of the volunteers there. I think there was well over 100 volunteers.
Wow.
Working. Just an incredible job to everyone. We loved it. We hope you love the footage that we're going to bring to you. And what should we say as part of our recap that we haven't said so far?
I mean, I think that just about sums it up. I would just say, really, truly, if there's anything Starlighting makes me want to say, it's just Merry Christmas. You know what I mean? Just enjoy the holidays. It's like,
Sean, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year, even though it's not New Year's yet. And, one of the great things about my wife Julie having her birthday on November 18th is she's got Starlighting for her birthday now, probably 4 or 5 different times.
Awesome.
Because that her birthday falls right on Saturday of Starlighting like it did this year. So happy birthday, sweetheart. You got Starlighting again for your birthday. And to anyone else who got to celebrate their birthday at Starlighting, happy birthday to you. Merry Christmas, folks. This is Castle Rock Generations with Sean and Bernie.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, around your virgin mother and child. Oh, the infant so tender and mild, sleeping and fondly peace, sleep in a fondly peace. Silent night. earth's quake at the sign. Glory stream from heaven afar. Heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. Fifth score, everyone.
All right, good evening, Castle Rock. Part of our community tradition is reciting the Castle Rock poem, which was written by resident Helen Lowry Marshall in 1966. Long years ago in Bethlehem, a star shone brilliant bright above the place where Christ was born on that first Christmas night. And wise men following its gleam came traveling from afar to see the miracle that lay beneath that glorious star. Tonight we light our Christmas star in memory of that birth, proclaiming to the world our wish for peace, goodwill on earth. A beacon light whose beams reach out to lift the hearts of men, that they may sense the wonder of his coming again. That travelers by earth and sky who journey through the night may feel the warmth and peace and cheer reflected in its light. For now as then the star proclaims a miracle sublime, the miracle of love reborn each blessed Christmas time. And as the star of Bethlehem declared the Savior's birth, may this, the star of Castle Rock, shine forth for peace on earth.
While we help the Medina family flip the switch. Are you guys ready? Oh, come on, are you ready? Yes!
Everybody ready? Yes, indeed. All right, Santa, are you ready? Santa's ready. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to count down to lighting the star. And you guys are going to help me out. We're going to start at 5. We're going to count down to 1, and then we're going to shout, "Light the star." Got it? Got it. All right, here we go, everyone. 5.